Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with the newest, latest, and greatest Danger Room here, featuring the Sinister Six, as you guys can see here, for the next 13 days. Now, guys, this is definitely going to be a little bit trickier than what we've seen in the past, because typically we've had a couple toons, at least in our arsenal, that's up gear tier 19, gear tier 20. For myself, I actually have a lot of my Sinister Six characters not built up, so we are gonna have to take a little bit more time, and I'll showcase for you which I'm starting with. But I think Vulture is definitely going to be one of the key pieces here to push through. And again, guys, if you care about this game mode, because I understand not everyone has to partake, these are all the rewards that you're going to be able to get from this, as well as taking advantage of. So obviously antimatter is kind of the big one here. There's also still these XLs that are coming with the way as event currency, and then near the very end here you are able to push through. Obviously crimson gear, a little bit of gold here and there, but it's not a crazy amount. I would say milestone 8, this is probably the one most folks want to be going for, because there's 14,000 antimatter. And then otherwise gear tier 20 is nice, but you know, you're not missing out if you actually miss out on this event, so not a big deal. So again, I'll show you what I'm using right now in terms of going through it. I've had a chance to try a couple characters here and there, and I can definitely see some synergies, but how we're going to be getting to the finish line is we have to build up a certain number of these gold coins over time, and we'll showcase that for you guys here. So you go ahead here. Right now I got a little bit of a boost with allies gaining some additional boosts in damage, armor, resistance, focus. Go ahead and start the run here. And what I've been starting with is, anyways, there's been a couple things here. If you have Doc Ock, Green Goblin Classic, I think they're going to be really good here, just the synergy. And remember, Doc Ock also summons a Shocker who can grant energy. But as you can see, I don't have a lot of these characters built up, just because they were one of my skip teams back then. But obviously now with Insidious being required for raids, you're going to be seeing a revamp here for myself here. But Vulture, he's been the one that's been constant for me, because I've brought in Vulture in the past for Dark Dimensions, and as you can see, having him on 3 diamond is going to be pretty nice here. So let me showcase now a couple nodes we'll go through, and you can see the challenges and what we kind of want to be gunning for as we progress deeper and deeper into this. But very beginning here, if you're starting with this Cabal group, may want to focus in on them, and we're starting for once on difficulty 9, just because I just don't have the firepower to get through difficulty 10. I tried it already, so really you want to be going through at least a few nodes here, seeing you get some good cards along the way, and then that's going to allow you the opportunity here to obviously snowball, as we typically do in other danger rooms. But that's kind of just there. The challenge with Sinister Six, Superior Six, and Insidious Six is that they really need each other to fully, tap into their synergies and whatnot, right? So this is a really good one. If you do have Green Goblin Classic here, there's a chance you're actually going to gain this 10% speed bar. So this is a really good one for sure. We also have this other one that's called Emma Frost's Boon, where you can apply 10% speed to all enemies. So to be honest, I kind of like that one more, just because that actually is going to benefit my whole team here. So you want to be maximizing on speed for what you're going through here, because we don't really have the synergies yet of our full team. So as a result of that, obviously having certain characters like Vulture, who can manipulate speed. We have Green Goblin Classic. He has a great ultimate, but as you can see there, he now needs to regenerate. So obviously ability energy is kind of be an issue later on, and that's why you want to take advantage of these weaker nodes where you're up against an enemy or two. You want to make them use more turns, so that way our Sinister Six team is also capitalizing and getting a little bit more ability energy over time before we actually have some of those big devastating nodes, right? But like I said earlier, the speed is going to be a name of the game here. So you want to focus on that. On ultimate, gain 25% speed bar. That's going to be nice there anytime we get a chance. And also here, right, now that we have a care package, we can start taking a look at maybe, hey, there's some characters we can utilize here. For example, with this one token, we could actually rent out Superior Spider-Man, Lizard, Doc Ock. But for myself personally, guys, we're going to do that near the end stages where we feel better about where we're at, because we barely have any buffs, and I know this team isn't going to get the job done. But what's really cool about having now Doc Ock is that he can summon a ally Shocker who's going to give us additional synergy there. So that's going to be really, really cool. So as you can see right here, we're going to start things off once again. I'm going to actually use the ultimate. Oh, and this is the beauty of the danger room. So I messed up there. I didn't see their dodges, but we'll go back in now. And that's kind of the beauty of having these reruns, is because you can take a look at if there's any mistakes, and then at the same time, go back in again. So that's really cool. So let's go ahead. Let's use a special now, because we saw that they have those dodges. I wanted to take advantage of the speed, but I guess, it is what it is. we need to generate some ability energy here. So now this is what I was talking about earlier. Doc Ock is great synergy with my Green Goblin Classic as well. Keep in mind, they're both superior 6 characters, right? And now we can go ahead and use that ultimate again. It's going to give me a little bit of additional turn meter there as well. Now giving our allies here a chance to generate ability energy. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. You just have to work with the synergies here. Try to focus in on some of these weaker enemies as well. We want to take them down because we don't really have sustain much on this team. In addition to that, they're all relatively squishy until you get more of that control aspect with Mysterio, or heck, perhaps even having a bit of more tankage like with Lizard. And and like I said, we'll do better as we accumulate, but it's nice because once you start compounding some of these Sinister 6 characters, you can really see the value of what they have, right? So I like the offense up. Let's go ahead there, ally spawning. I love these care packages because you have to go for it every single time. So I feel like Green Goblin or the other goblins are going to have a lot of value here because you can see on successful attack, gain offense up, on kill, lose all. So yeah, I mean, definitely start off with Green Goblin Classic because he seems to be spawning kind of similar to how we saw in previously. We were getting access to some of those characters where we could actually get additional mega cards, right? So this is not a great mix, and I don't want to use my rental, but if my cards were better, I would actually probably rent Superior Spider-Man. He's just going to benefit everybody on the team. But like I said, I don't feel good about this run because it's just been, mediocre, and we're just accumulating gold coins, if you will, right? You have to get to a point where you can get a decent amount of cards and your team is already thriving quite well. And then that's what I would recommend actually going ahead. But you can see we're doing quite well. This is difficulty 9, but what matters is we're just getting some additional wins here and the points. That's going to make our team even stronger. And you can see how much better once my my Green Goblin Classic is combined with Doc Ock. But look at that. Just look how much damage was already done in that one move. And that's kind of why I don't feel good about where they're at right now. They need more stats. That, or you physically just go ahead and upgrade them, obviously, so that way they're like my Doc Ock and my Green Goblin Classic, they're not even gear turn 19, right? So maybe I gotta do that, but I'll do a recap video for you guys once I get through all of it. But I just wanted to showcase for you guys at least what I'm doing right now to get through it slowly, in addition to just generating more cards here. And that's kind of the beauty of this game mode, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it, but depending on how much time you want to put in or how much investment, that's going to be dependent on the overall strategy and what you also have in your roster. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Just a quick little overview before we go ahead and actually go deeper and deeper. But again, that's the same strategy that we've been employing every single time for these danger rooms. And then as well, I feel like what we're going to need to focus on is energy. So you can see if there are 3 or fewer allies in combat, gain extra ability energy, and speed. I think that's going to be the name of the game for this team, guys. So there you guys will go. Hopefully this is helpful. Do let me know down in the comments below. That's a quick preview of this event, and we'll be back once we complete this as well. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.